Alright, fam, check this out. This is Brother Haatim coming at you live and direct. And of course, I got to remind you that you are now listening to Nyame Journey Radio. I am your host, Brother Haatim. And right now, this is Folktales for Grown Folks, also known as FFGF. And this is a Heart of a Simba production. You know we strive to blow up your old paradigm. Alright, fam, it's been a rough and busy 2 weeks. I have to share with you some of the stuff that's been going on. So, as the new year came in, I took it upon myself to start this thing called a daily toast. The daily toast.
For the first participant on the call, please hold while we wait for the others to join.
For those on Facebook, the lines are open, 614-556-4535. Now back to what I was saying. I have taken it upon myself to start another daily podcast and video show called The Daily Toast, where I take time in the morning to help people establish their daily routine by demonstrating what I'm doing in the morning and then pouring libations to our ancestors. Now I know a lot of people are confused because they say, Brother Haatim, why my mic not working? What's going on? My mic was sounding nice a second ago. Now I don't see no action. What's going on here? Check 1, check 2, check 1. All right, so we still live on Facebook. I don't know what's going on with my mic at this point in time. Check. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut this down on Spreaker. I'm going to stop it, and we're going to try to start again to see what happens. All right, check. I don't have no action on my mic. All right, so I'm going to keep it moving. I'm going to stop the show. I'm going to restart it. I'm going to delete this show. All right. I don't know what's going on, y'all. It's almost as if I'm being sabotaged, as they say, but it's still being recorded on my Uber conference. Well, actually, it's not being recorded. I didn't push record. So we're going to start the whole show over, which gives some people time to get on over. So I'm waiting for my studio to pop up, and we're going to pop it off. All right, cool. There go my mic. My mic sounds nice. Check 1. My mic sounds nice. Check 2. All right, we're going to start. Let's start it off. Boom. Offline. All right. Now, what I started doing, so here we go. We starting it all over again. Give people time to come on Facebook. So, hey, my equipment is acting up, and y'all know my connection is weak once again. I don't understand how every week my connection is weak. Don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? But it's cool, because we're going to build. All right, cool. All right, fam, this is Brother Haatim coming at you live and direct. I want to welcome my speaker family. One of the things that I'm saying and one of the things that I'm doing now is also I am recording the show so that we won't have as many problems with the signal being dropped, so that I will podcast this on Spreaker right after we get done with the live show on Facebook. Now, for me, it's a big deal, because I believe that part of building is sharpening our swords, right? In Nyame, we talk about our swords. The major weapon of a warrior is his mind, right? So we always got to keep our swords sharpened, right? I want to make sure that it's still coming through on my speaker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this speaker call, and I'm going to open up another speaker call. Sister Janice, if you want to join me on the speaker call, you can. It's 614-556-4535. I'm opening the lines up right now. It's 614-556-4535. Now, for those that
You're the first participant on the call. Please
for those that don't
for the others to join.
Don't know, I've been doing this for a while, and I'm just now getting used to doing it live on Facebook. I've been doing it probably since the beginning of this year. I also started doing a daily show where the goal is to, I call it Daily Toast, where we toast our ancestors on a daily basis. And I'm trying to help people get daily routines started, daily rituals started, right? Because we have to start incorporating these cycles, these rhythms into our lives so that we could become more fulfilled and more powerful. So, of course, this show, for those that don't know, once again, this is Nyame Journey Radio. I am your host, Brother Haatim, and right now you're listening to Folktales for Grown Folks, also known as FFGF, and this is a Heart of a Simba production, where we strive to blow up your old paradigms. Now, since I've been getting up early to do the video, you can catch it on, all you gotta do is go to YouTube, type in HA2TIM, and you can catch up with the videos. I'm doing some exercises in there. I speed everything up so you don't have to sit there that long. And still with me speeding it up and me being as long-winded as I am, they're averaging about 25 minutes. I know, I'm trying. I am trying, but I've been trained to be long-winded. I just can't help it. You know what I'm saying? And I have realized over the years that we could talk about our principles forever. Talk about them forever. And we need to. But those that don't understand, I put out this thing called the Nguzo Saba Challenge, where I'm challenging people to start shifting the days of the week in your mind from what we usually call them to the Nguzo Saba. Like today is Kuji Chagalia, right? You know what I'm saying? So it starts off with Umoja, then we got Kuji Chagalia. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel that if the West Asians could go all over the world and claim shit and take shit over, and nobody have a problem with it, then nobody would have a problem with me discovering the week. Before me, there was no week. I don't know what people was mumbling stuff. I don't understand what they were saying. So I start putting the principles on every day of the week, right? I got a group of young people that's working with me on this. I got people walking up to me, what day we on, brother? Or trying to catch me, because sometimes I got to operate between two worlds, because I say Kuch Chaglia, and somebody that's in the regular world don't understand. And this is something that we have to start doing, because those of us that are conscious have to start speaking in a language that other people don't really understand. This is why. Because people will have to start learning about us. Just like we have to learn about West Asian culture, Western culture, in order for us to fit in order for us to really start establishing what we're doing and to put some credence behind what we're doing, people got to start understanding what we are doing. You know what I'm saying? They have to start coming to us to start learning about what it is that we're doing, what it is we're talking about, right? And you just can't come in because you're black. You know what I'm saying? You got to do some work. You know what I'm saying? Our fraternities taught us this a long time ago. You can't become part of one of those organizations, or sorority, excuse me, sisters, without some real libations, which I call that blood, sweat, and tears. Blood being the highest, sweat being the lowest. Sweat being the lowest, tears being the next highest. You know what I'm saying? You got to shed them in order to become part of those organizations, either symbolically or actually. You know what I'm saying? And in a sense, if we are going to have a community, we got to have individuals that's willing to sacrifice for that community, sacrifice for that group. You know what I'm saying? Because that's that is the test. That's the little that's where we are able to measure people's dedication by what they're willing to give, what they're willing to struggle with, what they're willing to push through. All right. So now, of course, this is Folktales for Grown Folks, and I gotta send shots out to my sponsors, right? So the first sponsor, of course, is that Ambrosia. Right now, I have a black cap. I'm gonna open it so that y'all can see on Facebook. All right, this is the Death Eater. It's a combination of that Ambrosia and burdock root and dandelion root. These are two of the most powerful herbs in the world. But you don't hear a lot about them because people can't make a lot of money from them. Why? Because they grow right in your yard, right? Oh, this one ain't that active. Cool. All right, for those that might be tuning in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I am going to post up the number. Oh, there it go. There it goes. It's bubbling just a little bit, y'all. It's moving. You got to look close. All right. 614-556-4535. Let's build. If you want to join, there you go. You got your opportunity. So, what I'm going to do is I am going to, of course, I'm going to take me some sips, and we're going to get right into the show. Right into the show. You can hear it? 100 years. All right. Let's go to the folktale. Oh, no. Let's look at some news real quick. I want to send shouts out to the traveler, Brother D. He's going through some stuff right now, and I want to send shouts out to. I want to send shouts out to Royalty, Brother Deshaun. Know that my thoughts and prayers are with you. My libations are with you. Cheers. Oh, I know a lot of y'all like, what you mean libations, Brother Haatim? You drinking, right? Oh, you don't have to just pour libations on the ground. You can also pour them inside your body. So what I'm encouraging people to do is to get your health drink of choice. On a daily basis, come on, toast up with me. It could be green tea. It could be some other kombucha. It could be just a health drink that you drink, and let's drink. You could juice you some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Get you a green juice every day. Let's just start off with some water, and then let's go and do our health drink. Also, I'm going through this thing called the Warrior Diet. What's the Warrior Diet, Brother Haatim? I'm glad you asked, Brother Haatim. The Warrior Diet is basically where I just don't eat until after 5, right? Between 5, I try to keep it to about 10, but because I'm doing these late night productions, right? I do these late night productions, I have to, sometime I eat a little bit later, right? So the whole idea is to train your body to start burning fat during the day. Now, what does this do? Just put your body back into a natural state. What do I mean a natural state? Because as human beings, for a long time, long before we start industrializing and stuff, people didn't eat 3 meals a day. This whole 3 meals a day thing, this is some new stuff that's been thrown on us, and it's part of the reason why a lot of us are sick, right? Because we're sitting down, we're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We're putting all this food in our body. We're not monitoring how this food come out of our body. We're not monitoring what effects this food has on our bodies, and we're doing this for years. And now people are coming down with diabetes, kidney disease, all types of autoimmune diseases that, in a sense, didn't exist prior to our modern diet. So what I'm saying is, listen, I'm not telling you to stop eating some of the stuff you enjoy, but what I'm saying is put it in a smaller window, right? I'm finding that I don't even crave breakfast anymore. You know what I'm saying? I don't even crave lunch no more. The only time I have an issue is when a bunch of people is eating around me, right? And it ain't even hunger. It's just, damn, those grapes look good.
This call is being recorded.
Uh-oh, I just was joined on the line by somebody. Who just joined me? What's up? What's up, bro?
What's going on, brother?
Hey, man, I need some more music, man.
I got you.
I need some music.
What you looking for?
Whatever you want to promote. And if you, let me know if you monetize it, because when I put it on YouTube, you know, I'll let you know when your song is on there and you go on and push the video for me. You know what I'm saying? Because what I do on my Daily Toast is I do a workout segment. I ain't gonna call it workout because I ain't quite working out yet, but I do a segment where I do physical activities. And then I do what I call the Ashe breath, which is the meditation. And then also I'm cleaning up and I speed it up. But along with the speeding up, what I do is I put a musical track up under it of independent artists. I only want to use independent artists. I prefer it all to be family, right? You know.
I got you.
Right. So, you know.
I got you right now, in fact.
And as a matter of fact, if you see some of my videos, your title track, well, I ain't gonna say your one of your tracks is the introduction to my show. Not the Shine Light music, it's the faster one that you sent me.
Right on.
And I have used the Shine Light music on one of the meditation segments. So I have enough room for about 2 songs. But like I said, when you producing stuff, whether it's monetized or not, you know what I'm saying? Because YouTube will let me know whether it's monetized, and then you get you a couple of pennies every time somebody watch, maybe. I don't know how they do that monetization. But we got to start doing business together, I say.
Right.
All right, so. All right, a little bit before we get into the folktale, I want to hit Flynn swift downfall from a phone call in the Dominican Republic to a forced resignation at the White House. Donald Trump's Secretary of Defense, I think it is, had to step down because he was making promises to Russia, whispering in Russia's ear. The fuckery never stops. You know what I'm saying? It just constantly goes and goes. You know what I'm saying? The Great Pumpkin is going to keep me in business. Right? Now, I know some of y'all done heard about the dam, those that watch the news in California, but I want y'all to think about this. Less than maybe what? How long? 7 months ago, California was in a major drought. Now they talking about that the largest dam is about to bust. They fixed it, but the point is, it went from a desert. It went from a desert climate, a drought climate, to the point where it's so much rain. Now the dams are about to bust. The tallest dam in the world, I think they said, or at least in America. What else is going on? Kim Jong-un's estranged brother murdered in Malaysia. You know what I'm saying? Them South Koreans don't be playing. Is it South Korea? No, it's North Korea. Them North Koreans don't be playing. Kim Jong-un got it on lock, right? You know what I'm saying? Just long as the black nation don't go like Kim Jong-un, I'm all right. Let's see what else is in here. All right, the rest of the stuff is scientific stuff. Y'all don't want to talk about that. So we're going to hit this folktale. You ready, bruh?
Yes, sir.
All right. Oh, my fault. I got my next book is coming out. You know, shameless plug. Freedom Within Limits, Haku by Haatim. I got it right here. It'll be ready by February 27th. Right? Boom. All right. Also, on my daily meditations and workouts, some of the stuff I've been working out with is isometrics. And the book that I'm using is a book called The Art of Shinku. One of the most incredible books I have ever ran into. This book covers everything from, babies, character, diagnoses, flexibility, grandparents, kids, ladies, longevity, martial arts, men, physicians, sailors, sexuality, streetwise, survival, travelers. It teaches you how to sail a boat, how to catch a rabbit, how to start a fire, how to do magic tricks, how to decide on what sex your baby will be, It teaches you acupressure, acupuncture. It breaks down universal truths. It teaches meditation. It teaches martial arts, stretching, herbology. And the guy that wrote the book illustrated the book. So it's pictures. It's not just words, but it's pictures. But what I want to share with you is something we're working on in the Daily Toast is this thing called isometrics. So it says isometrics are exercises in which the muscles are prevented from contracting by tensing against a fixed object or another muscle. Meals require the body's energy and attention for efficient digestion, so don't exercise for 1 to 2 hours after eating. Now I demonstrate some of these but they fast. You gotta watch it. You know, if people want me to move a little bit slower, y'all got to let me know what y'all want. Warm up by other moderate activity for a few minutes before starting this exercise. Now he even breaks down how to do the sets. Each position is assumed and tense. 2 times for children, 3 times for women, 4 times for men. It sounds like somebody else joined us. Peace, brother. Oh, man, I just sent you out a shot. All right. It breaks down the sets for children, men, and women. Breathing. As you tense the muscle, exhale and count slowly through the mouth. As you relax the muscles, inhale through the nose. Rest for a complete respiratory cycle before the next set, unless you are alternating the sets. Timing of each tensing of the muscle. 1 exhalation through the mouth is ideally 7, 9, 11, 13, and 15 seconds for girls or women. And 8, 10, 12, 14, or 16 seconds for boys or men. Force levels naturally varied according to each individual current status and progress by that person themselves. It should, after 1 week's graduated initiation. See, even he talk about initiation. All right. However, use the first and last 2 seconds of each tension period set to increase and decrease the force to and from that maximum. Rotation. For everyday use, it is recommended that you either A, concentrate on specific exercises only, according to your needs, and perform them 6 days a week, or start at exercise 1 and go on consecutively until circumstances dictate stopping. Then start the next day where you stopped off. Nutrition. For maximum benefits, strength, and long life, a simple yin-yang balanced diet of 65% whole grain, 25% cooked vegetables, 10% low-fat animal protein, 5% other, including fruit, is most recommended. And here's the history, and then I'm done. This system is reputed to originate from ancient China about 150 BC. It was developed but kept secret by 4 Buddhist monks. Imprisoned in a tiny stone cell and fed only rice, they eventually escaped by applying nerve pressure on their guards through the bars of the door. So these are exercises that you could do anywhere, and you don't need weights, right? Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to let people know, hey, we can start getting in physical shape without giving these companies, these gyms, large amounts of money. If you're serious about it, we got these things called isometrics that we can start doing, and I demonstrate some on the Daily Toast. Once again, for those that don't know, Daily Toast is where we pour inward libations to our ancestors. And I focus on the personal ancestors because everybody else focuses on all these other ancestors, which is great. But I believe that we need to start big up in our personal ancestors, our grandmothers and our grandfathers, our uncles and aunts, brothers and sisters, friends and cousins that have passed away, that have been looking out for us. Because I'm going to remind you on a consistent basis that we are a generational people. You know what I'm saying? This means that you are preparing the world today for you to return through one of your own children. We come back through our own bloodlines. At least that's my thing, right? We come back through our own bloodlines. Unlike these other reincarnation pieces where people talk about you come back as dogs and shit like that, or you come back as somebody on a whole other side of the planet. We talk about as African people, we come back through the bloodline. This is why we sit children to the side and we study them before we name them, or at least that's what we used to do. Because we always knew that our ancestors chose to come back through us, right? You know what I'm saying? So, hey, big up to the ancestors for their wisdom. Thank you for sharing. Now, it's time to get into the folktale. Are my brothers on the line ready to hit the folktale? Uh-oh. Y'all sleep?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me make sure
Yes, sir.
let me make sure we still recording. All right. We got it going good. Could somebody say something so I can check y'all mic?
Check it, check it, check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
All right, cool. All right. Because last time I had a horrible echo with you, Brother D, because I turned on the mic so it was looping back and it was setting up a negative feedback cycle. Did you get that one? It set up a negative feedback cycle. All right. So I didn't have a lot of time to go over this one because I didn't even send out invitations for Facebook because I'm like, hey, I'm just with my fam, the regulars. Y'all call, y'all come in, y'all talk. We build this up. Let's build this up. Let's get paid. You know what I'm saying? We're going to build this up. We're going to get paid. Very simple. That is my philosophy. Build it up. Let's get paid. All right. The man and his wife. This is the folktale for the day. Man, I keep telling y'all, man, the ancestors don't play, man. This comes right on time. Here we go. A man had a wife who made herself hated by all the members of his household. Wishing to find out if she had the same effect on the persons in her father's house, he made some excuse to send her home on a visit to her father. After a short time, she returned, and when he inquired how she had got on and how the servants had treated her, she replied, "The herdsmen and the shepherds cast on me looks of aversion." He said, "O wife." Well, I'm sorry. I'm going to use that one. "O wife, if you were disliked by those who go out early in the morning with their flocks and return late in the evening, what must have been felt towards you by those with whom you pass the whole day?" All right. Now, the moral of this one is straws show how the wind blows. Now, I'm going to read a different version. Just doing that research because I love these things. All right. Here's a shorter version. A hated wife was sent to relatives as a test. She said the shepherds hated her. The husband commented that she must also be hated by those with her all day. Make the best of bad situations. And then there's one more that says Lestrange version. Lestrange version. There was a man a long time ago that had got a shrew to his wife, and there could be no quiet in the house for her. The husband was willing, however, to make the best of a bad game, and so, for experiment's sake, he sent her away for a while to her father's. When he came a little after to take her home again, "Pray thee, sweetheart," says he, "how go matters in the house where thou hast been?" "In troth," says she, "they go I know not how, but there's none of the family, you must know, can endure me. No, not so much as the very hinds and plowmen. I could read it in the faces of them. Our wife," says the husband, "if people that rise early and come home late and are all day out of your sight cannot be quiet for you, for ye, what a case is your poor husband in, that must spend his whole life in your company." And then the moral is, when a man and wife cannot agree, prudence will oblige the one and modesty the other, to put all their little controversies into their pockets and make the best of a bad game. Long but cool. I just want to know how to do that elephant knot. Iron Dabney, what's up, man? Hey, I help you. You know what I'm saying? I gotta remember. I just be fooling around with knots, man. I call this one the shrimp. You see it on go to Instagram. You can check it out. Call this the shrimp knot. Well, actually, one of my little brothers called it the shrimp knot. All right, so let's go and have a discussion about this timely folk tale for grown folks in a grown folk fashion. Mr. N, if you want to join us, you can hit us up at 614-556-4535. Once again, that's 614-556-4535. So who want to go first? Y'all want me to read it again? Just the plain version? Y'all want me to read it again?
No, we just go on to the discussion, man.
Go ahead. Who want to
figure out the true perspective?
Go ahead.
That's why I said read it one more time.
All right, cool.
Okay.
I'm gonna read the main one. This one that I'm reading from is the George Fox.
This time when you read it, can you use your James L. Jones voice?
Why, certainly, my friend. A man had a wife who made herself hated by all the members of the household. Wishing to find out if she had the same effect on the persons in her father's house, he made some excuses to send her home on a visit to her father. After a short time, she returned, and when he inquired how she had got on and how the servants had treated her, she replied, "The herdsman and the shepherd cast on me looks of an aversion." His wife, he said, "O wife, if you were disliked by those who go out early in the morning with their flocks and return late in the evening, what must have been felt towards you by those with whom you pass the whole day?" And the moral is, straws show how the wind blows. Beautiful. Straws show how the wind blows. So maybe we might need to focus on that and then build back, or we could do it either way. Do y'all want me to start or y'all want to go?
You know what? I'll start. First, I thought we was talking about relationships, but when you got to that last proverb, I instantly started to think him. What's the name of the martial arts style that Hitman Wing Chun?
Wing Chun.
Wing Chun. And with that being symbolic of the grass reed and the flexibility and all of that of the grass reed, but in terms of just being aware of the rhythm around you, that's one thing that I've always been keen to, is that, everybody has a rhythm. And in order to inspire change, you got to tap into the rhythm of people. And so when, to me, it's synonymous with saying when in Rome.
When in Rome, do as the Romans do, huh? Now,
Right.
so now the ending part of that, because like I said, first I thought it was about relationships too, but it's actually about finding out a person's true nature, right? And I think in our community, being on Coochie Chocolate, being self-determined, right? We just dealt with Umoja yesterday. For those who don't understand, you got to understand how I'm looking at the days of the week. Umoja was yesterday, so you can figure out the rest of the week by following Guza Saba. We look at this proverb, and what they're talking about, this is something I think we need to use in our unity, right? Because a lot of times, people become so sure in their judgment that they often think that the way they see the world is the fact. But what this husband was wise enough to do was he was like, rather than saying, well, dang, the wife is this, and he would start blaming her, he was wise enough to send her away to see how she would affect other people, because he wanted to make sure that it wasn't an ailment with him. In our community, a lot of times we don't do stuff like that. We automatically think that it's that other person rather than first trying to find out whether it's just us. So he sent her away, because check this out, because what some of us do, because I'm guilty of this too, we'll sit around and we'll put somebody in a situation where we're able to talk to these people right away and in a sense in our conversation shape their opinion of that person and seek out their view, right? And shape their view and then listen to their view and get what we've been seeing. Rather than being like this man, he sent her away so that he could have it evaluated, and then he not only listened to those that were sitting. He didn't just listen to people; he listened to her. Communication, right? Which is very important, right? Because it's like in relationships, we got to be able to communicate. And what he did, he communicated. He listened to her, and in that listening, hopefully, he gave her a lesson that she was able to catch. Oh, wife. If a person that leaves early in the morning and comes back late at night don't like you, what does that mean for me? You understand what I'm saying? He wanted to make sure that it wasn't him. And this is something... Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Now, there's two particular lessons here that I see. And I'm speaking lessons in the classroom where, number one of the things that I teach is trust one to be what you experience them to be. Nothing more, nothing less. And a lot of times we jump knee deep into a relationship or into a situation without really examining who it is that we're going. And hey, I've been there.
Oh yeah.
When I was young, I married young because in my idea of what life was supposed to be about for a noble man, it was with family. So regardless of what I was going through with this individual before we were married, I wasn't focused on that. I was focused on, all right, I got this, I got that, this is where I want to be, you know. But then when you look at the candidate that's rolling with you, you really have to make sure that that person, especially a wife, you got to make sure that that person is trying to go where you're trying to go, and sometimes at the pace that you're trying to go. Because the thing is that if you are very motivated and ambitious, visionary, and you tie yourself to someone who, number one, does not belong to believe in your vision, let alone, you understand, not knowing how far they will go before you have to decide between losing this individual to pursue your dreams, you understand, or having to backtrack to be able to get it done all again, to build up to that point. Because there's certain places that we as individuals are not permitted without an audience of, it takes three to witness, but in family, and especially with man and wife, sometimes it's a matter of one being the right foot and the other one being the left. So you can only go so far before you have to break ties and be on some Kuta Kinte and just chop the foot off and keep moving.
Yeah.
So, and the second one has to do with, and especially for today, and to all the lovelies of the world, happy Valentine's Day. Y'all did
Boo.
But there is no one virtue or principle that you could ever experience from another without first finding the rootedness in self. That includes love. And so, so I'm going to just stop right there. I've said a lot.
Brother D, Traveler, what's up?
Yes, sir.
Your feet tired? What's going on, man?
Yes, so it's why I'm stuck on this moral that straws show how the wind blows. So what this really speaks to me about being observant, just sitting back and taking a look at situations or look at things first before you make your judgment or decide how you're gonna move. It's funny enough. My father and I were talking about how marksmen use the wind to gauge how they're actually going to shoot their shot or what they're going to do to actually make their mark. And in this particular situation with the man and his wife, so the fact that he's married to this woman, he has an affinity for her. He loves her. He loves her. He cares for her. But yet sees there's some things that cause some discord, and by allowing her to go to other families so that she can have this experience, and perhaps they can have this conversation on what adjustments need to be made so that they can meet their mark and take the strides necessary to be successful in this this relationship that they have going on. You know, similarly, you know, with us and what we do, the young people that we work with, sometimes giving them a chance to actually look at themselves and then come back and have a conversation instead of just, you know, throwing them away. Because, you know, you and I know that there are certain individuals that are in the profession of teaching that will just put a kid out and never give them a chance. They have no interest in developing the relationship or continuing the relationship. They just do what is necessary just to get rid of them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. And also, I mean, Shaka brought up an important point when we dealing with our kids. A lot of times we place judgments on them without doing, in a sense, what this wise man done. You know what I'm saying? This wise man used other people to measure his experience. They going off of other people's experience. Like, for example, a lot of people be like, you need to read the records of the kids. And one of the things I avoid doing is reading records, because I know most of the records that they come, I mean, because really the way we've been taught in the society is that we always look for the negative. So records, when they come, is usually full of negative shit. You know what I'm saying? Most of the stuff that's written, when you really look at records on people, you know, they might have got a reward, and they'll have a little posting for a reward, but then they have a whole paragraph on some negative shit that they did. Right? So rather than giving a person an opportunity and you really are getting the chance to evaluate them, and people within your circle, maybe not right next door to you, but you saying, hey, I want you to kind of observe this person and tell me, you know what I'm saying, what is it that you feel from them, and then talking to that student about how this student feel about this other teacher, right? Because the husband sent the wife off so that she can have an experience, right? So that she can learn, like y'all saying, both of y'all brought it back to this, so she could learn about herself, right? And she inadvertently told him, gave him clarity on her and their future situation. Wife, I mean, let's go back to that statement, because that's a deep statement. Oh, wife, if you were disliked by those who go out early in the morning with their flocks and return late in the evening, what must have been felt towards you by those with whom you passed the whole day? Right? And this is another measure for us as far as our circles, right? If you have an individual in your circle with people that don't spend a lot of time with y'all, don't like them, you know what I'm saying, have aversion to them, you know what I'm saying, you might need to reconsider who you dealing with. Because think about it. Think about what he's saying. Because those that don't know the shepherd's craft, right, or the plowman's craft, because in the other story they talk about they go out early in the morning because they got to get these sheep out here in the fields, and they got to be out there to protect it. So they might sleep at home, but when they go out, they leave early, and they come back late. And the husband is asking, if somebody who don't spend that much time with you have a problem with you, what in tarnation am I gonna do with you? You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, you just made me time travel back to when I was a young poet, and I defined trust economically. And I defined it saying, to respect and understand selfless trial, which is kind of what provoked the behavior in me. Because at first look, there's so many lovelies out here. But 30 seconds later, after she opened her mouth, 80% of them diminish into just some regular Jane. The 20% that make the 60-second mark. All right. I mean, you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
To respect and understand selfless trial, meaning that I can admire her from afar before I even grace her with my presence. And that sounds a lot like stalking. But all I'm saying is that I guess in a sense that's part of it too. Women stalk.
Oh yeah.
Cats stalk.
Oh man, dude.
You understand?
This is one of the issues that we still haven't got together in our community. We are basically animals. Animals stalk. Period. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, how many of the men that might be listening or listening in the future have had a woman tell you, dude, I noticed you a while ago, and you think you got me, but I got you. You know what I'm saying? Because we have these animal urges. Like for example, go back to the straw show how the wind blows. Right? See, and that statement alone, that's a proverb. The straws show how the wind blows. Think about that. You know what I'm saying? Because
wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like we are in denial. We are in denial of our true nature in a lot of cases. You know what I'm saying? We are in denial of who we are in a lot of cases. But the wind will always move the straw in the direction that it's blowing. You can't escape your nature. You know what I'm saying? This is what it's saying. You know what I'm saying? And this man, he basically, when he sent the woman away to her father's house, he was casting up the hay to see which way the wind was blowing, because her true nature was going to come out in that moment. And that's what, when I was talking about at the beginning with initiation and stuff, like I constantly stress this with initiation, right? We got to get out the phase of you're black, you're black and you belong with us. As a group of people, we have to start, in a sense, circling our wagons and start giving people tests before they come in, because just because you look like me doesn't mean that you blow in the same direction that I do when the wind blows. You understand what I'm saying?
But that comes to nation building.
I mean, you know what? Go ahead, brother. I didn't mean it.
Well, hold on. Brother Anthony Chapman, by the way, I miss you, big bro. Great. Thank you for joining us. He says that's the way it's always been when he's talking about women. The women do the choosing and make us think it was us, but it was always a setup.
Hey, you know what? I remember watching the documentary Watch That. And Isaac from the Love Boat is sitting at the table. This is a true, little conversation they having about black women. You know what I mean? And brother across the table, I mean, he's signifying about his side. He like, man, my woman know who the boss is. When I come in, whatever job he was talking, he like, Isaac said, he said, see, your wife is so slick, she allow you to believe that shit.
See, and I mean, dude, I mean, it's like the wisdom that comes from this. Because this thing, I mean, let's go back to that straw. Tells you what to, for example, once again, back to the Great Pumpkin. A lot of people was upset with Brother Haatim because I said, hey, now you got other people saying it. You know what I'm saying? Donald Trump may be the best thing for us because Donald Trump is the wind. See, y'all, he feel me. Donald Trump is the wind. Which way is the hay of the nation blowing? It's letting us know what is going on. It's letting us know. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because a lot of us, we've been deceived because I don't know whether they had hay, whether the Democrats was redirecting the wind or whether the Republicans was just supposedly so mean that they stopped the wind. I don't know. But what goes on when we go ahead.
You said Trump was the wind?
Trump is the wind, and the nation is the straw. Straw shows how the wind blows, right? We get this just from this story, right? What are we being shown? You know what I'm saying? What are the executive orders that's being signed? What are all the stuff as far as politically? Where is this country going? The whole country is the hay. Donald Trump is the wind. And it's letting us know, just like this man. Think about this. This is the relationship between African Americans or Africans in America, how the fuck you want to say it, because I got different people listening at different time. This is the story of our relationship. Right? This is the story. Right? Now, I'm like, hey, let's see if this woman is eyes wide shut, people looking and can't see. You know what I'm saying? It's blowing right. It's blowing in a direction. We see the hay going in that direction, but we have been trained so well that we deny that we see it blowing in that direction. We're so hopeful. We're so faithful, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like we just, okay, the wind is blowing. And I guess that's okay. It's okay that it's blowing that way, but it's not okay. Actually, it's a signal for us to get back to what the traveler said. Back to nation building. Back to nation building. Right? Because nobody's going to save us but us. You know what I'm saying? I came to the conclusion this morning on my show that justice, just like liberation, can never be given to you by somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to think about that. We're waiting for America to give us justice. But justice means that I have to give, if we start off and our relationship is me taking from you, and I take from you, and now I have a lot, and you have a little, and somebody come and tell me that I have to give you justice, and that means me giving you all my stuff, I got two choices. One of them ain't good for you. I'm not giving you shit. You see what I'm saying? I earned this. So me giving you justice is injustice to me, even though I took it originally from you.
Now,
go ahead.
So let's go back to initiation.
Okay.
Because here's the piece. And this is bananas, man, because I'm thinking about it. Initiation starts in the heart.
Yes, it
right?
does.
You first have to have the will to move forward.
That's right. And that will is called Kuja Chaglia, which we are on today. But go ahead.
Okay, so dig this. And that's interesting because once again, a Kenyan told me that his interpretation of Kuja Chaglia was choose for yourself.
Choose for yourself.
And I understand right?
Mm-hmm.
But here's the piece. A lot of us, most of us, especially as black men, are initiated regardless if we make a conscious decision because of where our heart is. And what I mean, for example, any brother that pays child support is being initiated into a system.
Right. So,
right?
Yeah, I pass.
Now, here's the crazy part, is that I've experienced both sides of the coin. Actually, right now, simultaneously, I'm experiencing both sides. In the sense that I had a child support order that was put on me, and I didn't pay a penny to it. Meanwhile, on the other side, I got a child support order that I've been paying once every 4 months for the past 13 years. For a child that I've been estranged from for 13 years.
Right.
Okay? So, on one side, after 12 months, after the first month, you start getting, pay this amount, or we gonna come back with some other shit. 60 days into that process. Hey, I don't know if you got the first letter or not, but right now, you really need to pay this amount.
Or else.
Further, 3 months into the game, you know what? We gonna take your license. Go get a job. In the same breath, we gonna take your license, but go get a job. You can pay us this money that you owe us, because the next thing we do is gonna be a lot more detrimental to your situation and your comfortability. 12 months into it, they sent me a letter saying, pay us our money, or we're going to send a sheriff to collect you. Now, let me explain something. The reason I didn't pay a dime to it is because I didn't believe in it. And if I would have paid one dime, it would have shown that I believed in the system and the detriment of man's hand, which I don't. So, and also, I had filed a, what do you call it? I filed a motion against their order. And within 2 weeks' time, I didn't get a trial date. Within 12 months, I didn't get a trial date for it. But I filed an objection to the magistrate's order. And so for 12 months, they egged me on my date. And for 12 months, I egged them on their money. And after that letter came to me 12 months later, I went down to the sheriff and I asked him whose signature this is on this paper. Long story short, a week later, after they saw me face to face and they realized that I had no fear of this, they sent me a letter saying, findings and recommendations to terminate administrative child support order. And ironically enough, when I got custody of that boy, system reversed. So now he could still be a recipient of child support, just not from the custodial guardian. On the other hand, I'll be in Columbus within the next 30 days to resolve the estrangement and that child support situation in Columbus. And at the end of the day, it's just a matter of, once again, when we get into initiation, what we allow ourselves to be in, what systems we allow to initiate us. So getting down to the bottom, if we are doing it right, if we are initiating our young brothers' rights, we will put them in a mind state where they cannot be initiated by any other system but ours.
And see now, and that is the crux of it, right? The wind. What is it? What's that statement? Straw shows how the wind blows, right? So right now, our young men are being blown all over the place because the wind that's carrying them is not our cultural wind, right? Now, what our ancestors did was, because right now you brought up the point of unconscious initiation, unconscious, because a lot of us are experiencing initiations unconsciously, right? Which is very dangerous, right? We go through initiations into processes, and we invest our mental energy, we invest our spiritual energy, we invest our physical energy into these processes unconsciously. And by doing that, we send them what I call the real libations, right? Because we pour libations. And a lot of people, like I said, I keep telling people, listen, we're generational people. We need to understand this. I talked about that earlier, and I talked about the real libations. Blood, sweat, and tears. Now, you're going to be here, you're going to be quiet. Blood, sweat, and tears, right? When you share these things, you call spiritual energy out. You brew it up. And whatever you're investing that libation in becomes spiritual, becomes stronger, and it has a hold on you. What our ancestors did was figured out how to guide that. This is why we set up rites of passage systems for our young men, our young women. This is why we set up rites of passage for our middle-aged men, our middle-aged women. This is why we set up rites of passage process for our elders. And then the final rites of passage was that funeral, where you would transition into ancestorship, and in your ancestorhood, depending on how you lived here, you may have to come back, or you may decide to come back through your family line, right? All of it's an initiation. All of it's guided towards the betterment of a people. Now, if the cultural wind is blowing you towards destiny, right, it's a powerful thing. But if it's just, if we caught up in a whirlwind like we are, it causes confusion and sadness, right? Let's go through our communities and see what we see. Confusion, sadness, sorrow, suffering, needless suffering, undirectional suffering. You know what I'm saying? All these things are manifested in our community, right? And then on top of that, I even go even deeper. We even have a community. You know why? Because we're not using the method of this dude right here. You know what I'm saying? We're not really seeing if all of the disunity I'm seeing is really from those people, or is it from me? Because that's why he sent his wife away, because he wanted to see if it was him. He was man enough to be like, well, maybe I messed up. Because that's where a lot of us fall short at. Maybe I messed up. Where am I messing up at? Maybe it's me. You know what I'm saying? And when he came back, she gave him the verification. Well, it's not you. It's not you.
The other interesting thing is that he sent her to her father's house.
To her father's house. Ain't that something?
Oh, that was brilliant.
Go ahead.
Brilliant.
Go ahead. I mean, very brilliant.
I mean, look, a lot of women who have discord. I mean, and vice versa. A lot of women that have discord with their spouses, with their husbands. Somewhere down the line. I mean, because what's a father's role? What's a mother's role? It's a mother's role to teach a daughter how to behave like a woman, and the father's role to teach her how to be treated like a woman. So when you see how a woman's interaction is with her father, that will give you a good idea of the type of respect that she would have for you as a man.
Ooh.
Based on that fundamental relationship.
Ooh. Man. Go ahead, dude. But hey, I ain't gonna hold, I like to keep this at an hour long. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, I mean, y'all can feel free to go on send me a post on the blog. I need writers for the blog. I need we need to build, man, because our people, we got education that we got to do, man. It's time. It's time. And the internet has made it possible for us to reach, because we got right now, right after I post this, we got people in Peru listening to us. We got people in for some reason we got some people in Scandinavia listening to us. We got I've seen China. You know what I'm saying? It ain't a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot. But the point is, there's people out here. There's small pockets of us, right? That are asking these questions, right? That are sharpening their swords so that we can have the communication that we have, nationwide, worldwide. You know what I'm saying? We got family out there. You know what I'm saying? And we need to really start doing this. So we got to start building, right? I invite everybody to join my daily toast. Just go to YouTube, type in HA2TIM, and it'll take you straight to my page. I'm the only brother with a number in his name. You know what I'm saying? Somebody brought up Tupac, but I'm not gonna argue that point. But I spell my name HA2TIM. Check out the daily toast. Remember, it's important that we toast our ancestors. And I'm talking in the morning, I toast my personal ancestors, and I'm inviting you to join me, right? Also, tomorrow night, we have tribal quotes for those of you that have time. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's important that I love the fact that you like. I like when y'all click that subscribe button so that y'all know when I'm streaming live. But most importantly, I need you to share. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to build up our circle. You know what I'm saying? I got kids we working with. I got adults we working with. We gotta do camping trips and stuff like that. We could do all types of stuff, and we don't have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to do this. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, here in Columbus, we got the equipment. Except for the thing that the tornado destroyed. You know what I'm saying? The bad storm. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I want to thank my co-host tonight, Brother Shaka, and the traveler, Brother D, for stopping through. Either one of y'all got something that y'all want to share before we roll out?
So shouts out to my grandmother Janice Marie, her transition on Umoja. So, love and light. So we carry on your legacy.
Man, I say. Shaka, you got something?
Pour some waters for Al Jarreau.
Word. No, hey.
And, what's up?
No, I'm just saying I do it every morning now. So, like I said, and I'm taping it. And like I said, send some of that music. You know what I'm saying? So that I go and do some exercise to that music real fast, because I speed it up 8 times. You know what I'm saying? So
I got you in a moment. Man. I'm about to shoot you a link. They gave me an hour long. I was on a radio show this past Saturday on Zerv University's radio station. I'm gonna shoot you that link. It's a lot of great information about my arts movement here in the Black Phoenix Artist Society here in Cleveland, and we did about 5 in-studio performances of that to you, so that you can hear a little bit of the message music out there. But within the next 5 minutes, I'm gonna shoot you those tracks that you're looking for.
All right.
So, all right.
All right. So, this is Nyame Journey Radio.
Yeah.
Oh man, my sound has went out on me again. Good God Almighty! Come on, sound. It ain't going. All right. So hopefully, the mic is catching this. But with that, Facebook, I want to thank everybody that joined me. Let's see. Let's start from the top. Sister Janice, Davy Houston Sr., Ian Dabney, my Uncle Carl, Tara Hassa, Anthony Chapman. And thanks for all the comments, bruh. Calvin Middlebrook, an old school time friend. I ain't seen him since middle school. Stephanie Jackson. Anthony Chapman been chatting it up. Thanks for all the hit. And of course, I see Elder Shedrick Sherman Sanders. Yo, like I said, man, we're building up something powerful. We're going to keep it moving. We're going to keep building to the stars. This is Brother Haatim. I want to thank every last one of y'all from the bottom of my heart for taking the time to join us. I'm about to get off of here so I can start my pre-production for my morning show. As a matter of fact, I'm going to, well, I ain't got the link. I guess I could put the link up. Let me go and find that link, and I'm going to post it up before we get off of here. Let me pause this. Stop it. All right, cool. Let me go. I'm about to post it up for those that might be interested. Going to my channel. Come on, channel. Going to my channel. All right, subscribe, like, and most importantly, share. Sasha, you're doing too much at 9 p.m., baby. I'm sorry. You're doing too much. All right.
Here, Daddy.
Go on, girl.
It's a grape.
It's a grape?
Yeah.
Bring it here. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Peace out.
Peace.
Peace out, Facebook.
Yeah.